A lady said, "You've grown into a beautiful young lady." It meant everything to me.
At 94 years old, Carmen Dell'Orefice still walks into a room and commands attention the way she did as a young model. Her skin glows, her posture is tall, and she moves with a grace that makes it hard to believe her true age. If you saw her walking past you on the street, you might assume she was in her 60s, maybe even her 50s. But the truth? She is almost a century old. That gap between what the mirror shows and what the calendar says is the mystery we're about to explore. How does Carmen stay so youthful when so many others slow down? The answer lives inside her morning routine. Before we begin, a quick question for you. Where are you watching from right now? Drop your city or country in the comments below and make sure you subscribe to our channel. We share stories of longevity and hidden health habits, and if you want to know how people like Carmen keep their youth alive, you'll want to stay with us. Let's start with the part of her day everyone notices first: her skin. For over 70 years, Carmen's face has been photographed under the brightest lights. Yet even now, her skin doesn't just survive, it shines. Why? Because she treats her skin not as a surface, but as a living organ that reflects everything she does. In the morning, before any creams, she reaches for something simple: water. Sometimes warm, sometimes room temperature. It may sound ordinary, but think about the first sip after a long night's sleep. That cool rush down your throat, the way it wakes you up from the inside. For Carmen, hydration is skincare. Creams come second. And here's the twist: she avoids heavy, suffocating products that coat the skin. Have you ever applied something that felt sticky or oily? Carmen refuses that. She believes skin should breathe, and that belief is why her glow looks effortless instead of forced. But skincare is only one piece of her morning. The kitchen is where the second layer of beauty begins. While many people her age grab pastries or processed cereals, Carmen sees breakfast as her beauty fuel. And here's where her discipline shows. She cut sugar from her mornings long ago. Think about that cup of coffee you might sweeten without hesitation. Carmen drinks hers smooth, sometimes with milk, but never with added sugar. Why? Because sugar doesn't just weigh down the body, it ages the skin. Have you ever noticed your face looking puffy after a week of sweets? Carmen decided decades ago not to live that cycle. Instead, her mornings lean toward protein and healthy fats. Eggs, yogurt, sometimes fish. These are foods that keep her steady, not spiking and crashing, and she doesn't rush them. She eats slowly, mindfully, often without distraction, because she knows digestion begins with how you treat the meal itself. If you've ever inhaled food only to feel heavy afterward, you know the difference. Carmen avoids that sluggishness. Each bite is deliberate, and that's one reason her energy never seems to dip. And yet, there's something else on her table that most people miss. Alongside her food, she places two small items, supplements she has trusted for years. One is known to support radiant skin, the other keeps her joints and energy steady. I'll tell you exactly what they are in a moment, but for now, just picture this. While others pour sugar on their cereal, Carmen is swallowing two capsules that silently fight back against time. That's the real morning secret. Movement is another part of her ritual, but not the kind that punishes the body. At 94, you won't see Carmen pounding her joints in a gym. Instead, she favors gentle stretching and elegant posture exercises. Imagine her rolling her shoulders back, opening her chest to the morning sun, walking with long strides that make her seem taller than her years. She said many times that how you carry yourself is its own form of beauty. Think about the difference between slouching into a chair and standing tall. One drains you, the other gives you back years in an instant. Carmen chooses posture over pounding workouts, and it shows. But what may surprise you most is her relationship with calm. Carmen begins her day not with chaos, but with stillness. She might sip tea by a window, letting the light fall across her skin, or simply sit in silence before the world demands her attention. Stress, she believes, is the fastest road to aging, and that's why she guards her mornings with peace. Compare that to the way most people start their day, scrolling through phones, rushing through traffic, fueling anxiety before breakfast. Carmen refuses to start her body in panic mode, and her calm radiates as visibly as her skin. What she avoids is as telling as what she embraces. She won't touch processed breakfast cereals disguised as healthy, those boxes filled with hidden sugars. She avoids packaged juices that are really just liquid candy, and she never uses her coffee as a crutch but as a ritual, a slow sip, never drowned in syrups or artificial sweeteners. These refusals matter because they keep her energy steady and her appearance natural. By now you can see the pattern. Hydration, clean skincare, mindful eating, gentle movement, calm mornings, and 2 quiet supplements sitting at the heart of it all. They're not exotic powders or flashy pills marketed as miracle cures. They're simple, time-tested choices that work in the background while Carmen lives her life. In the next part, we'll uncover exactly what those 2 supplements are, why she swears by them, and how they tie together her philosophy of graceful aging. But before we reveal them, let's pause and reflect. If one change in your own morning could improve your skin, your energy, or your calm, what would it be? Carmen proves that it doesn't take hundreds of products. Just a handful of disciplined habits can bend time in your favor. So what exactly are the 2 supplements Carmen Dell'Orefice swears by every morning? For years, people have speculated, was it rare beauty serums, exotic herbs, or secret treatments only a supermodel could access? The truth is simpler, but far more powerful. She relies on 2 quiet allies, both backed by decades of science. One strengthens what time tries to weaken, and the other protects her body from invisible damage that builds with age. Together, they help explain how she walks at 94 with such steady energy and glowing skin. The first is collagen. To Carmen, it's not just a beauty buzzword, it's the very fabric of her skin and joints. Collagen is like the stitching inside a favorite garment. It holds everything in place. When stitching breaks, clothes sag. When collagen declines, skin droops and joints stiffen. Carmen understood this early, long before collagen powders filled store shelves. By replenishing it daily, she keeps the invisible framework of her body strong. That's why her face hasn't collapsed into deep sagging, why her joints still let her glide across a stage. Collagen is her reinforcement, her quiet armor against time. Her second choice is omega-3 fatty acids, usually from fish oil. These healthy fats fight inflammation, one of the hidden forces that age us from within. Inflammation is not always obvious, but it leaves traces: puffiness around the eyes, stiff mornings, dull skin. Carmen doesn't let it rule her body. Omega-3s keep her joints fluid, her skin supple, and her energy balanced. They're like oil in an engine. Without them, friction builds, parts wear down, and movement becomes harder. With them, everything runs smoother. Now, here's the detail that makes Carmen different from most supplement users. She doesn't lean on them as shortcuts. She pairs them with real food, steady routines, and mindful choices that allow the supplements to actually work. Collagen builds skin best when your diet includes protein. Omega-3s fight inflammation better when you're not fueling your body with processed sugar. Supplements are only one piece of the puzzle, but Carmen fits them into a larger picture of care. That's why they deliver results you can see on her face and in her movement. But let's step beyond pills and powders. What makes Carmen remarkable is how she approaches energy itself. Many people in their 90s slow down, limit themselves, and accept fatigue as normal. Carmen refuses that. She chooses activity, gentle, consistent, purposeful. She walks, she stretches, she practices balance. She once said that aging is not about stopping, but about adjusting. Think about that for a moment. Most people treat old age as a signal to sit still. Carmen treats it as a call to move differently, but to keep moving nonetheless. That's why her body still answers when she asks it to work. Another key difference is her relationship with self-image. After 70 years in fashion, she understands the pressure to appear flawless. But Carmen never chased extremes. She resisted fads that promised eternal youth overnight. No crash diets, no drastic surgeries, no obsession with what the world demanded. Instead, she doubled down on consistency. A routine she could repeat daily, a diet she could enjoy for decades, and supplements she could trust long-term. That's why her face carries elegance instead of desperation. She aged on her terms, not by chasing every new promise. This philosophy carries into her mornings in another way. Discipline. Discipline might sound strict, but Carmen frames it as freedom. By deciding once, no sugar in coffee, 2 supplements every morning, a walk each day, she doesn't waste energy on indecision. She frees her mind for bigger things. Have you noticed how tiring it can be to argue with yourself about what to eat, whether to exercise, or when to rest? Carmen solved that decades ago by making her rules clear. That clarity is what protects her energy as much as any vitamin. It's also why she never fell for excess. She didn't clutter her mornings with 20 supplements, 10 creams, or endless rituals. She picked what mattered: hydration, protein, collagen, omega-3s, calm movement, and she repeated them for decades. Minimalism with purpose. In a world chasing more, Carmen chose less, but better. That's why her mornings are not stressful or complicated. They're focused, calm, and effective. Now ask yourself, which part of this discipline could change your life if you tried it tomorrow? Could it be choosing one supplement and sticking with it instead of bouncing between trends? Could it be removing one food that drains your energy, like processed sugar? Or could it be deciding once and for all to walk tall, not slump, no matter your age? Carmen's example shows that the power is not in dramatic change, but in steady, daily decisions. And here's the bigger truth. Carmen's story is not just about collagen or omega-3s, not even about skincare or food. It's about the mindset that youth is something you build, not something you lose. Every wrinkle she carries is softened by choices that protect her deeper beauty. Every step she takes is powered by habits that refuse to surrender to age. At 94, she doesn't try to look 20 again. She shows that 94 can itself be radiant. That's why her story matters for you. If you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, her message is clear. It's not too late to shape the decades ahead. Supplements can help, but your discipline will carry you further. Energy is not given, it's created. Skin is not just treated, it's fed. And youth is not lost. It's maintained through the little rituals you protect each morning. So the next time you pour your coffee, think about Carmen. The next time you feel tempted by sugar or processed foods, remember the glow she still carries at 94. And the next time you wonder if one small change matters, ask yourself, what would Carmen do? Her life proves that the smallest habits, guarded over time, can create a body and a spirit that defy the calendar. Thank you for joining us today. If Carmen's story inspired you, share this video with someone who needs hope about aging. And if you want more secrets of longevity, health, and energy from the world's most fascinating icons, make sure to subscribe. We'll keep bringing you the lessons that help you live not just longer, but better.